Professor Harold Krent, Dean of Chicago Kent College of Law, distinguished experts and participants, friends and colleagues. It is my great pleasure to be here as a speaker at this very important conference. And thank you to Dean for organizing this conference. First, let me apologize to you for my voice. Just lost it probably from the weather. I came from 23 Celsius to minus 10 or so. But anyway, I will try my best. And again, my English is not my native language. My native language is Thai. But thanks to American family that I stay with when I was in United States for the first time in the year of 1968 to 1969 as the American Field Services exchange student. You can say with the American family. They taught me how to speak English in American accent and also American way of life. So I think American way of life and Thai way of life is quite similar, that we love freedom, we love justice, and we are very proud to be a citizen of our nations. As you may well aware that Thailand geographical location is a transportation hub and center of economic opportunities in mainland Southeast Asia. It remains a destination for both legal and illegal migrants, mostly from our neighboring countries, as well as the transit point and source of both Thais and foreign workers who seek job opportunities elsewhere. In this regard, migrants and Thais alike are vulnerable to labor exploitation and human trafficking. They are common boundary problem, as you may already know, in which the current Thai government strives to prevent and eliminate in a serious manner. We all know that we cannot end it all, but we try our best to minimize the problem in a serious ambition. The current government declares zero tolerance to human trafficking and its nurturing conditions, including corruption and implicity. The commitment and emphasis on achieving tangible results in countering human trafficking has translated into new policies and measures. Coordination and integration has been stepped up from policy level down to implementation level. Engagement and cooperation have also been extended to a wider group of stakeholders in public and private sectors, both domestically and internationally. In 2014 up to present, improvements have been made on 5 crucial dimensions, or the so-called 5 Ps, namely policy and mechanism, prosecution, preventions, protection, and the most important one, partnership. Key highlights of the programs and achievements are: the first one is policy and mechanism. The current government has reinforced and strengthened coordination and integration both at the policy and the implementation levels. At the policy level, Prime Minister has established the Policy Committee on Human Trafficking and Illegal Fishing to address the issue of trafficking in persons in a more comprehensive manner. At the implementation level, coordination and linkages among government agencies in all dimensions of human trafficking, migrant workers, child labor, and illegal fishing among the key government agencies have been strengthened to better tackle the complexity of their interconnection. A lot of things we've been trying in this dimension. Let me introduce you what we have done as the development of new legal framework. In October 2013, Her Royal Highness Princess Pacharakitty Yapa Mahidol, who also visited here about 3 years ago, and received the Honorable Doctor degree from this College of Law. During her past few years, she was the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Kingdom of Thailand to the Republic of Austria and Permanent Representative of Thailand to the United Nations in Vienna. Deposited on behalf of Thailand the two instruments of ratification for United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, or UNTOC, or UNTOC, which is very well known now all over the world. And also for protocol to prevent, suppress, and punishing trafficking in persons, especially women and children, to the representative or the Secretary General of the United Nations in Vienna. The ratifications of the convention and its protocol mark an important milestone for Thailand in its efforts to fight transnational organized crimes in particular, by providing its law enforcement agencies with additional tools to assist in their investigation and prosecution of offenders, which in turn will help strengthen long-term economic and social stability. During serving as the chairperson of UN Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, for the short one is CCPCJ, Her Royal Highness Princess actively participated in the activities to combat violence against undocumented migrant workers and their families, who most of them being smuggled and vulnerable to become victims of human trafficking. She reiterated the importance of resolving the problem at its root cause, believing that prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. She also highlighted the importance of strengthening the international cooperation to fighting this kind of crime, of which increasingly become transnational in nature. As for prosecution, which is the job of the Attorney General Office in Thailand, in order to become Chief Justice of the Court Justice and also the Attorney General of Thailand, it is a career path. It's not appointed by the political parties. No, it's a career path, starting from young prosecutor to be the Attorney General of Thailand, as well as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, starting from the young judge until the Chief Justice of Thailand. So this is going to be my last position as a prosecutor. In 2014, legal actions, for your information, legal actions are taken against 156 illegal recruitment brokers and agencies in 134 cases, while additional 107 illegal recruitment broker agencies are being investigated in the meantime. Several measures on law enforcement have been improved, but still we would like to know from our American friends, especially from FBI, such as the use of other laws, for example, anti-money laundering, anti-tax evasion laws, to put pressure on members of human trafficking syndicate. The monitoring of suspects on temporary bail, the use of provincial governor's authority and administrative power to close down at risk or involved venues of human trafficking, etc. The execution and implementation of these measures clearly illustrated the result-oriented characteristics of law enforcement by the Thai authority concerned in a very, very improved manner so far. Victim identification, this is also one very important in Thailand. The victim identification by a multidisciplinary team is a standard operating procedure. Interviews and queries to alleged victims are conducted in an appropriate venue with respect to human rights by a team consisting of police officials, social workers, psychological experts from Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, officials from the Ministry of Interior, and interpreter if necessary. Complicity is not tolerated, while not established of human trafficking charges. Officials who are negligent or officials who are suspected to be involved in one way or another will be removed from their posts. And it has been done so far for many officials in Thailand. In 2014, there are 19 officials and public employees, 8 facing criminal charges and 11 under disciplinary punishment, who are penalized for human trafficking, negligence, and involvement in second degree. We also have a protection plan, but since the time is very limited, we have also the prevention plan. Also, the time is very limited. So I would like to draw your attention to our holistic approach, which in order to curb human trafficking and labor exploitation in the sea fisheries sector. This is one of the most important sector in Thailand that being deemed that as the place where there is a lot of trafficking in person, as well as the forced labor occur over there. This is a great step forward by the current government to tackle the whole spectrum of the human trafficking and related issues. Various measures of the approach are, for instance, registration of migrant fishery workers, registration of fishing vessels and gears, development of an integrated database for joint inspection, increase the oversight of overseas fishing, legal improvement, as well as the development of good labor practice and application of Thai labor standard. Preventive measures against sexual exploitation have been taken by the Royal Thai Police, the Ministry of Tourism and Sports, and other key agencies concerned to effectively prevent foreign tourists with criminal records on sexual exploitation, including child sex abuses, from recommitting the crimes or re-entering the country. The Immigration Bureau blacklisted 82 of such foreigners, denied entry of 98, and revoked permission of stay of 12 foreigners in 2014. Preventive measures against forced beggars have been also taken by the Royal Thai Police. Not a big problem here, but quite a big problem in Thailand. So the Ministry of Social Development and Human Security, in cooperation with the Cambodia government, a major source country, at border checkpoints and increasing patrol in major cities such as Bangkok and Pattaya, resulted in diminishing number of forced beggars. Maybe you have been in Thailand, and we still do have beggars, and we try to help them in human dignity's way of treatment, and try to send them back and have their shelter under care and protection. Talking about partnership, what I think is one of the most important issue in order to work with work hand in hand with among agency, the Thai agency, as well as with the international agencies. I lost it, but never mind. Now we have MOU between agencies concerned, namely Department, the National Policeman, the Prosecution Office, which is OAG Office, the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Social Welfare and Development, and social
Human Security.
Human Security, sorry. As well as the NGO. We work hand in hand in recruitment, who is the perpetrator, who is the victims. And we have set up a system and practices by working together in order to really help the victims. What I mean is, under that ministry, have a shelter to help them in taking care of their health, taking care of even their family, and try to communicate with the foreign countries, talking with the government agency from our neighboring countries, work together and try to bring them back to their own country and try to have their own way of life, in a better way of life. And also we have a fund. We have a fund for helping the victims of this trafficking crime by what do you call the fee or the penalties that we received from the trafficker. Half of them will be put to help the victims, and the other half will be used to organize, find a way how to help the government agencies or NGOs how to work in order to help the victims. As for international cooperation, which is one of the key factors in order to help eliminating the trafficking issue. I hope we still have time. Okay. The Attorney General, myself, is entrusted by the law to be the central authority for mutual legal assistance in criminal matters and extradition, which is one of the most important tools when working in international affairs by means of exchanging the evidences, helping all the any assistance in criminal matters, as well as extradited the fugitive back to stand trial in their own country. The request of both formal form of cooperation, whether it is the incoming or outgoing request, must go through our office for consideration and execution. You may already well aware that the US and Thailand has both MLAT, which is Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters Treaty, and Extradition Treaty for quite a long time, and we work together very well. The agent from FBI and also the Attorney General Office, we work in a very good cooperation. In order to enhance the capacity in fighting against crimes, especially those of transnational characters, our office has established relationship with counterparts in several countries. Now, even though we don't have a treaty, we can still use the reciprocity thesis. That's mean helping, one help country help each other. The other one will do the same to the other, to that country, something like that. The MOU on cooperation between public prosecutors of each country, of both countries, something we've been sided in with various countries as well, with China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Laos, PDR, Vietnam, etc. Our office is looking forward to working and extending cooperation with public prosecutors outside the region too. Well, to my last point, I think the challenge is to investigate human trafficking case is still a big problem. The experiences from the experienced countries might help another country to some extent. And the criminals, normally they walk on the same path. But eventually, they become more and more sophisticated in trafficking the person, something like that. So the experienced countries, I think, can help another country. Like we do have a kind of meeting, a kind of conference among ASEAN countries on organized crime, how to work together in order to tackle the problems of transnational organized crime among our Asian country. And also we got the expert from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from Australia, to be at that conference. And the outcome of that conference came out very good. So we learn from each other. Because the problem in one country may not the same as the problem in another country. But the experiences in investigating process, prosecution process, as well as during the trial stage, I would say more like the same. So we can learn from each other. By doing this way, I think we will help lessening the problem of trafficking. In conclusion, I think I take too many times. Friends and colleagues, in conclusion, I would like to reiterate again that human trafficking is a very heinous crime that erodes human dignity, inflicts serious wounds and instills traumas in the trafficked victims' minds. We all have the obligation to prevent and suppress such the kind of crime. I do strongly believe that you all agree with me that one single nation cannot effectively combat transnational human trafficking alone. Therefore, friends and colleagues, enhancing international cooperation is needed so that the traffickers are punished no matter where they are, and the victims of human trafficking are fully protected no matter where they come from. The Office of the Attorney General of the Kingdom of Thailand commits ourselves and is looking forward to working together with you all to achieve the goal of abolishing human trafficking and assisting victims to return to their own lives and families. Thank you.